Reporters, welcome back to my channel. I never thought I would see the day, but according to Love B. Scott, which is a very reliable source, the entire cast of The Real Housewives of Atlanta has been chopped, slashed, cut, fired. Okay, so that includes Kenya, that includes Candy, that includes Sheree, thank God, that includes Marlo, thank God again, that includes Drew, and that includes Sonia Richards Ross. Wow. It's just so stunning that this news is coming out because the other day I appeared on Kempire's podcast alongside Layla Lynn. The trio was back. Go ahead and check that out on his channel. I'll link to the video in the description box down below for you guys to check it out. But we were talking about the idea of RHOA being rebooted. Would that be a possibility? Could we see that? Who would we bring from like the main cast into the reboot cast? But apparently nobody from the main cast is going to make it on to the reboot. And I put up this picture from the RHOA reunion to show, well, not the current one, but the past one, to show that the reunion episode is actually the reason why they are getting this reboot. Like the executives are like, this can't go on any longer. This was the worst season of the show yet. The reunion was lackluster. Don't forget, it's only going to be 2 parts when reunions are typically 3 parts. And I believe 3 parts was even started by RHOA. So the idea that they're going back down to 2 is quite embarrassing for them, right? So they're saying there's nothing to work with here. But to be honest, I do feel like they had a certain amount of material that they could have worked, molded, and like pieced together to make great cohesive stories, but they just chose not to. For example, Kenya Moore has been very outspoken on Twitter and Carlo King's podcast as well about how she filmed so many incredible scenes. Her daughter's birthday, the opening of her salon, more content about creating her salon and everything like that. But that stuff just wound up on the cutting room floor. So it's not like there wasn't, well, I see both sides. She was giving them content, but I guess the content was just not interesting enough for them, right? So also being reported by Love B. Scott is that a source close to production is saying that at the very least, the executives at Bravo, the network, are very pleased with the upcoming seasons of The Real Housewives of Potomac and Married to Medicine. That makes me a little bit hopeful for Potomac because, to be honest with you, last season when I was recapping it with Kempire and Layla, we often brought up how just dark it had gotten. Giselle has been allowed and free to just run amok in a very disgusting way. And I hope they rein that in order to provide a good, genuine season. You know, she's just not a genuine housewife. In my opinion, she's a horrible housewife. So hopefully they rein her in and stop letting her run the show and come up with like these BS fake storylines designed to destroy people's actual lives. Love B. Scott is also saying that a big reason why they decided to go ahead and just chop the RHOA cast, scrap them, and come out with a reboot is because the reboot of The Real Housewives of New York City is doing super well, like amongst the audience. Sure, the ratings numbers are not like crazy out of the box or anything like that. In fact, they were for the first couple of episodes, but the overall sentiment on social media, on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and everything like that is that people are truly enjoying the story. So just with a couple more seasons, more and more people will tune in to see what's going on with this fresh group of girls. Now, one other thing worth noting, again, according to Love B. Scott, and I will be posting a link to the article that they published about this, is that don't expect for any like old members of RHOA, and by old I mean former, not age, like Portia Williams, Kim Zolciak, and especially not Lene Leakes, to return to the reboot. They are starting completely fresh. They want new blood and everything. Unfortunately, Atlanta is really hard to cast for whatever reason, but they are going to be doing their best. To be honest with you guys, can someone fill me in on why people say that RHOA is so hard to cast for in regards to cities? I'm like, there's millions of people in that city, and there's so many rich people in that city. It's incredible to me that like even like the fake rich who can like, you know, come out with the fancy cars and the house and stuff like while living on credit, like why wouldn't those people want to be on this show? I don't understand, because Atlanta has so many reality shows already. So it's not like people are shy. Like I used to love this show called Big Rich Atlanta, and we used to see like rich people on that show. You know what I mean? Like I always thought it would be easy to cast in Atlanta, but apparently not. I can understand, like, given how like mean some of the people on Atlanta were in the past. For example, Nene, some people might have been like, fearful to go up against her. Sheree the Bone Collector, Marlo, of course, Gutter Snipe Marlo. And then in the Potomac, I can get it when it comes to people like Giselle, who really want to ruin your actual life. Ashley as well. But I don't know. I'm hoping at least that with this new reboot, where they are completely starting over from scratch, everybody is on equal playing ground and playing field, that will lead to people coming forward. Because one thing that was mentioned in Kenya Moore's interview with Carlos King was that, in Nene Leakes' interview with Carlos King, was that in the heyday of Atlanta, like when it first started, like the first couple of seasons, people in that city were so desperate and thirsty to appear on screen that they would go to these events to stir up drama, get into fights with their own people, and like try to turn it into camera time, where they would just stalk the cameras to always try to get into the background. So to me, that means that people want to be on the show or want to be on TV. It's just that perhaps there are certain people who were scaring them off from joining the actual RHOA cast, right? Anyway, we'll see. We'll see. I'm really looking forward to this. I feel bad for the peach holders and everything. I do wonder what they're going to be doing moving forward, but I'm excited. I'm looking forward to a refresh. So Drew's already an actress. Now that she's gotten more visibility from the show again, like perhaps she will be booking more jobs moving forward. Marlo, I know she's got a new sponsor of hers, somebody who's using that lift to help him get up the stairs in her townhouse. And then she's got her Le Archive situation going on, and they're renting clothing to like shows on Netflix. So she's still got revenue coming in that way. She by Sheree, she's got, the joggers that are selling allegedly. And so perhaps she can continue on with that to make money. And Candy, one thing I have always loved about her and admired about her is that she keeps a bag. Candy keep a bag Burris, okay? She always has a job. So she already has so many spinoffs that she launched on Bravo. Like, sure, a lot of them did not like take off or anything like that, but she already gained a lot of income that way. She's got Bedroom Candy. She's got Speak on It. Then she's got her plays that she does with Todd. Now they've got this show that is on Peacock. The Past, I think it's called. Like, she's got so many things going on, right? Like, she was on The Masked Singer. Maybe she did shows with Escape. Maybe she'll go back to the band. Maybe she'll continue making music solo. She's got the restaurants. Like, she's got so many streams of income. She's good. Then in Kenya, she's got her salon. I am sad that she wasn't able to really promote the salon on the show before, like, being axed and everything like that. But at the very least, she's got her presence, and like being able to talk about it on social media and whatnot, like, is bringing in attention. I hope that she like harnesses the power of TikTok and shorts and whatnot, and just really starts creating a lot of content surrounding her salon. She and Carlos King talked about developing projects together. So perhaps we'll see them working on scripted content. That's what they mentioned wanting to do. And then Sonia Richards-Ross, she is a commentator for, I believe it's NBC when it comes to sports, track and field and whatnot. So expect to see her in Paris next year, covering the Olympic Games, if it's possible, with her pregnancy. And, she and the husband, apparently the husband's got a car wash. So it seems like most people here are going to be just fine financially with their multiple streams of income moving forward. And I love that for them. It really sucks, right, to see people lose a job, especially so suddenly like this. But it seems like a lot of them took the proper precautions to make sure that they're going to be fine financially. Guys, what do you think about this news? How do you feel? Like, do you think it's fair to just go ahead and axe the entire RHOA cast? Or do you think they should have kind of transitioned some people, like brought in some like old heads to the new group to kind of like bring the audience along with them and then slowly transition them out that way? Make sure to let me know what you think about all this in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. Don't forget, like I mentioned at the top of this, I did an interview, a podcast with Kempire and Layla on the Kempire Network show, talking about RHOA and everything. So I've got a link to that in the description box as well, so that you guys can see what we had to say about who we'd cast in a reboot if we had the chance. That's all for now, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.